This week on Just Relentless. Watch as I attempt a spot and stalk mule deer hunt. Then later on, Caleb and I help out a family member and friend fill a rare draw moose tag. Deciding to change the scenery, I head up north in hopes of connecting on a northern Saskatchewan bush buck.
Got ourselves a bull.
Woo!
He is a nice deer. I cannot wait to go.
Boys dreamt of getting a northern Sask bush buck.
Dark horn, Saskatchewan.
It's been a long day. Ray and I have been driving around, checking out land, been on some land, and right when we were about to get, we were frustrated. It was just, the tension in that truck was real. We just could not find anything. And at last minute, Raiden spotted an antler sticking out of this crop over here, which I do have permission on. The tough thing is, though, we don't really have any wind, and that crop is dry. Take our time, I hope it happens. I'm just so flustered. I have very limited time for a mule deer, so.
Now the first range I got on this buck was 55 yards, and I didn't think I'd get to this point, but I didn't have a real clear view of him. I had a hill coming in between us, and I knew if he stood up at this point I wouldn't have a shot. So I kept getting closer and closer. So here I am at 20 yards of this buck. Boy, did I never think I'd get to this point. But just as my luck goes, I felt the wind pick up, and it was hitting the back of my neck.
that's not the outcome I wanted. As soon as I stepped foot into that crop, it was like, there's no way this is gonna happen. It was so noisy. Every step I took, I couldn't believe that the deer didn't get up. And believe it or not, I got to like 20 yards on him. And out of nowhere, he turned. And right when I went to release that arrow, he was just gone.
Now after that failed attempt on that mule deer, I really didn't want to bow hunt anymore. I was so discouraged. But Caleb and I, we got together about a week later. And we went out to hopefully find one for me in the morning. Now on our way to our mule deer spot, we were seeing bull moose after bull moose, and pretty nice ones too. But when we were getting up to our spot, this big cooker bull come running over the hill.
Now we knew this bull was pushing that 50-inch mark. Luckily, Caleb's brother-in-law Brian had a draw tag, so we gave him a call.
So we started our morning here with plans to come out and hunt a big mule deer for Kalen. I'd spotted a few last night, but as our morning progressed, the deer just aren't moving, but the moose are going like crazy. My brother-in-law was fortunate enough to pull a draw tag, and we were looking at a really, really nice bull, and we called him up, got him out of bed. I don't think his wife's all that happy with us right now, but he's on his way. So we're just gonna sit here and watch this bull and hopefully keep him here, or at least keep eyes on him until he gets here. But it's a great bull. It is a beautiful bull. I hope he gets here soon. this up here. We're just gonna make our way towards that fence line. So let's get going.
Hold on.
Good shot, buddy. I didn't even scope myself.
Yellow?
Hey, are you shooting over there?
No.
Oh, I heard a gunshot.
Oh, no.
Oh, I guess that must have been me.
Oh, you shot him with the gun?
Yeah, he wasn't wanting to play. He might have been, but I do think he was trying to circle behind us on our wind and catch our wind, I think. But anyways, he was pretty cool. He kind of was walking towards us like it was going to happen with the bow, and then he kind of started angling away from us, so it looked like it was going to be one of those walk right by us with the bow kind of shots, and then he started angling away. I don't know if it's just how big the animals are or what, but your legs just become all rubber feeling, and yeah, trying to stop your foot from like moving on you. And anyways, no, it was a good time.
Man, I tell you, what a morning. Started out as a mule deer hunt, and we were just on our last leg pretty much. We were actually heading back home and came across this big guy here crossing the field. Had to call Brian up, said, hey buddy, there's a great big bull just south of the ranch. I was like, you gotta get out of bed. And hopefully I didn't get him in too much trouble getting him to come out here, and we were able to get on this guy. We originally were trying to get him done with the bow, but he just was not wanting to play. So, put the bow down, put our colors on, and went after him with the gun, and was able to, one shot, it looks like he absolutely smoked him. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful bull.
It's October 23rd here. Hunting's been pretty slow the last couple of weeks, but Braden and I, we decided to come up north to some land that I hunted ever since I was a little kid. It's a lot more north than we usually hunt, but on the way up here we're seeing quite a bit of deer. Actually, just pulling into the yard here, we had about 10 or 11 bucks go running into the field next to us, so looked pretty promising. Landowner, he's gone for a couple days, so he's letting us stay here and watch the place for him, and hopefully in the meantime Braden and I can get on one. Braden and I were just getting to our spot, and Braden's spot is a smaller 4x4. He's just sitting in the field there, and right when I was taking a look at him filming, Braden looked across the field into an opening, and there's another deer there, and it's just a doe, but he found one just to the right, and took a little look at him. He looks actually pretty good. Something worth looking at anyway, but I'm gonna load the muzzleloader up here, and we're gonna hug this tree line, work into this little hay field. It's got some bales and they're working their way that way, so hopefully we can get close up on them and see what they look like. Okay, there's 3 deer over there, 2 does and that buck. That buck was very hard to judge because of how far we were. When he stood his head up and he looked at me, he had a good looking face, a mature face. He's got a clean, typical side, and his other side's pretty decent, but he's got a kicker kind of thing off his left one. Whenever you're ready. Missed, I think. I don't know where that hit. I don't think that's up. Run to the boats. I need to run up to where we shot. Back to the yard. After looking at the footage, and you can't even tell in the footage because of all the smoke. This is one downside of hunting muzzleloader. Should have had Braden off to the side somewhere filming, but didn't have the rangefinder. We forgot it in the truck. I think that was our biggest downfall. After that missed opportunity in muzzleloader season, I find myself hunting until late November. And if there's one thing I enjoy about hunting in the late season, it's the whitetail rut.
With all the rut activity going on, there really was no shortage of young bucks. The real challenge was finding one that was mature. I could not find one I was willing to put my tag on. until one morning when I went out to a familiar spot.
Finally. It's been a really long season. I can't even explain it. Get my shoes and go see him.
2020, what a year it's been as far as hunting goes. It's been a long season for me. You can ask anybody I know. They've heard how tough it was. Lots of mass on this buck. He's got nice tall G2s, good G3s. A bit of a G4 started there, but must have broken off. Big heavy buck. Sure, I'm happy with him.
With how my season went, it definitely made this hunt even more special. After many missed opportunities and just straight up bad luck, I finally was able to connect on a beautiful bush buck. I've learned a lot from my mistakes this year, and I'll be able to use that experience moving forward for the next season. And God willing, with a little luck and a lot of hard work, 2021 will be even better.